Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Project Highrise. And I realize I might have overspent a little bit on some phone lines that weren't required. Now, I am also thinking now, gas, we're not too bad on. Water, we're okay. Electricity, we're getting to a point where we probably want to upgrade electrical facilities. Where I would put them, I don't know. It would probably be a good idea to eventually invest in a larger electrical facility transformer, but I don't know about space, and we'll have to see. Now, these apartments here should put more of a drain on our gas, though. That would actually probably put us to the limit of what we can do. As a matter of fact, there we are, 9 out of 10, so I'm probably going to need to upgrade the gas line very soon. Oh, we do have some more influence here. Let's see. Height limits, don't really care because we're nowhere near it, right? We can confirm that. Yeah, we're nowhere near. Height limits is up there. We're only on 11th floor right now, and it goes all the way up to the 39th floor. And then we would need the limits, so I don't see a reason to put influence there. I could do the art dealers, or I could get a additional construction worker. Well, art dealers, I think, is not really a priority right now, so I'm going to take the construction worker. Now, one way I get my prestige up is getting art and things like that, but I really don't feel like I can afford it, to be honest with you, so we'll have to see. Now I can... Oh, studio apartments just got finished. Perfect. Now I can confirm. Do apartments generate noise? Definitely not. As we can see, no noise. Smells? No smells. All right, we're perfect then. So now that we have that, let's get another contract. And I'm going to try and go for maybe one-bedroom apartments next. Yeah, there we go. We're going to need 16 of them. Wow, that's even more than the studio apartments. And we get a lot of money for this. So I figure might as well. And considering that our other thing is getting more apartment residents, I figure focusing on the apartments is the right way to go. All right, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and start construction over here. And we know we're going to be putting in the elevators, so we might as well. Right there. And this is going to help having 3 different elevator paths now. But I'm going to assume these guys need gas lines, unless we're doing like a cheaper apartment, maybe. This first apartment is going to be kind of telling. Now, we can do larger restaurants now. And I can't actually afford some of the artwork, but I'm just not ready for that, I don't think. Okay, so now we're going to be doing one-bedroom apartments, even though we can go all the way up to large 2-bedrooms and small 2-bedrooms. And then let's see what we got. We've got these guys, and they prefer upper floors, and they hate noisy areas. Well, you're going to be in a noisy area, I apologize for that. And these guys also hate noisy areas. But they expect recycling services, something we do not have yet, but we do have trash bins. So that's something that we're going to have to plan for in the future. All right, so if I were to do recycling, where would I put it? Theoretically, I could put it in these hallways. I could get rid of all this nonsense here and put it in here. That might be the route we go. I don't know if that would cause smelliness. It might not. It is recycling after all. But let's see here. I'm going to go to... That would be under here, under trash. Recycling. Oh, it's only a 1 size? Interesting. Interesting. But we can't fit it over here, unfortunately, because I can't build any further over. That is the limits of this lot. And I can't build out this way, unfortunately, either. But there's a one space thing here, which is perfect. I just now see that. So recycle. I'm glad recycling bins are actually smaller. So I can stick that right there, and that's no problem. What else did these guys want? So they expect recycling, they expect trash bins, and they also need electricity, cable, and water. No gas. Okay, well, we don't have cable either. May require a handyman from time to time. We don't have that. May require the services of a plumber from time to time. We don't have that. And both of these require that. So, okay, so we need a handyman. We need plumbers. Wow, there's a lot of stuff I need here. And then we need cable. Geez, this is going to be... I'm not going to build this yet because that's a lot to remember. All right, so first things first. We need a handyman. So let's see services. And that's going to be residential. Handyman. Needs electricity. It's that size. Okay. And what was the other thing? A plumber. Plumber. That size. Okay. Now, if I put an elevator in here, to this sub-basement area, we're not going to be able to build anymore over here. Alternatively, I could just depend upon this one elevator for everything service-related, which I don't think is the end of the world. Alright, well, cable television is going to be a thing here, so we're going to need a TV connection here. I figure we might as well splurge for the bigger one. Because we're going to need 16, and I'm probably going to need cable connections for all of them, so... Alright. You know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this construction office. I'm sorry, guys, but you're gone. I need the space. If only the handyman or the plumber was, like, the same size as this. That would be so much better. But I could put the television connection in there, so... Not a total loss. Okay. And then... I think I'll put the handyman over here, and then the plumber maybe down a floor. And it's starting to get to the point where I'm going to need sub-basement. So, I believe we need that much size, and I'm not going to be actually able to fit that there. Maybe we stick that guy over here, the plumber. Alright, let me just confirm the size of these guys. So, that'd be that, and then we have... Oops. Handyman. Yeah, it's 5 size, so we need 5. That's a bummer that some of these things, it's like your older things become useless because the size of things kind of changes, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright. Oh, I guess it didn't take my evict order. Well, you know what? This space here is probably perfect for the cable connection, so I'll just do that space there. We'll keep things kind of even. Alright. Now let's take a look at the services. So these guys need electricity, these guys need electricity. So we'll do handyman services here, and then we'll do... no, not that one. Plumber services here. And then they just need electricity. Yeah, that's all they need. Oh, and they already got it because of the line that extends through here. And then here, I'm going to put in the TV services. So, phone, cable TV. We'll do the bigger one. There. All right, perfect. That should be everything we need for these guys. So, I just have to remember electricity, cable, water. And these guys are not going to be happy because of the noise and the smelliness, but there's not anything I can do about it because both of these are upset by the same thing. So, well, they don't care about smells, I guess. And then again, water, electricity, cable. So electricity. You know, I'm probably overdoing the connections to an extent. Cable TV. It's not really clear to me if you need a line all the way across like that. And then water. I think that was the services I needed. If I'm wrong, we'll find out pretty shortly. I probably only need to really connect it to any spot. But it wasn't really clear to that in the tutorials. As a matter of fact, in the tutorials, I think they drew the lines how I've been drawing them. So, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Looks like we got the right services in there. Still waiting for tenants over here. And that was the first of the bedroom apartments. We can see how they are. So it's too noisy, but they're not super pissed about it, so it's not a big deal. All right, well, now that that was successful, I figure we keep building up and up over here, and that gives us our third elevator access to the upper floors. So if anything goes wrong with an elevator, the tenants have a way to get up to the upper floors another way. So I'm going to go ahead and just build that one up. And it looks like it'll allow me to build the next floor, too. Matter of fact, might be time for it to steal again. No, we need 520, so we're just going to be a little bit patient here. And we'll get a bunch of construction done when it gets to 520. Going to be waiting. Well, the apartments don't matter, so I'm going to go ahead and... Did I not put the recycle in? I could have swore I did. Oh, well, that's another thing I need. Crap. So recycle. Might as well just put these in now while I'm thinking about it. And as long as we don't go any higher than this, it won't be a problem. Okay. Now I need the trash services, and those are, what, 5 big? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, okay. So, I guess I'll put recycle down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I would have waited on this, but we need to get on this as soon as possible, so... And how are my loans doing? I should be having these very close to being paid off, so we've got 6 days left on the one. Okay, now we can get the recycle in here. You know, honestly, it might not have been the same size. I didn't really think about that, but yeah, it is. So there's our recycle. Okay. Now we can do the next apartment while we wait. Oh, actually, we've got the buzz now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the It's a Steal, which allows me to get a bunch of things on a 50% discount. And we're going to start building the floors up. So, go to there. Go to there. And I'm just going to build this one little area for some of these other floors. And then we need the elevators. So, elevator number 1, 2, and 3. And again, I figure we might as well take advantage of what we've got here. So I'm going to keep building the floors. As long as I don't think we're going to run out of money. And then we've got elevators to build as well. Okay, I might not actually be able to install some of these apartments yet, but I at least have the groundwork done for some of them. So let's go ahead and grab the 1-bedroom apartment. And might as well continue to do deluxe 1-bedroom apartments because they give me more rent. And again, electricity, cable, water. So we'll grab the utilities. Electricity. Oh, all right. Well, that's as much as we can do electricity-wise. I might have to take a loan here to keep afloat. Geez, tenants are just not moving into some of these. All right. Well, there we got some cash. So that will help. So let's go back to utilities here. Electricity. There. Electricity in here. Ooh, well, you know, I'm kind of overdoing things I don't really need right now. We do need cable. It's actually a good thing we don't need gas because gas we're kind of running tight on. And water. It's the easiest thing because it's right there. I still don't have anything all allocated over here, but we're kind of waiting until things move along. And I could always use it for the huge apartments that are here. But that's a little bit too big, probably. That's about the same size as a medium office, and we'll probably use our space well. Oh, you know what I'm realizing? We don't have... Oh, okay, now we have trash pickup all the way up to this floor, but we don't have trash pickup beyond that. So I'm going to have to think about that as well. That once we go past this floor, we will not have trash. Okay, well, we will have everything for these two. So, again, we don't have enough stores, but we can do deluxe 1-bedroom apartment. And deluxe 1-bedroom apartment, and then do the utilities for that. We get electricity and cable. And then finally water. All right. And we ran out of money just in time to complete those last bit of deluxe 1-bedroom apartments. And how are our apartment residents? We're at 14 of 50, and we still have some that are unoccupied, so we're now at 16 of 50. For whatever reason, nobody's moving in here. Hopefully we'll get that tenant eventually. We still have the construction thing going on. So, I could build up a little bit here. Taking advantage of this. A little tiny bit. Because we know we're going to need an elevator eventually. And we're getting a 50% discount on that. And we also know we're going to get a discount on stairs. And utility closet. So, utility closet. Water. Go ahead and bring that up. And then I'll go ahead and do the area that is going to have these stairs as well. Hopefully we don't run out of money before we get where the stairs would be. So stairs are going to be here. And then a little bit of cash we have left. we use to continue to build. I mean, this is 50% off, so you'd have to realize that that's $22 a tile at this point, at this high of a floor. And speaking of which, how far up are we now? We're on the 12th floor. Well, technically the 13th, because they're considering this is 0. So we're on the 13th floor right now. Although I think some countries, they kind of count the floors differently. Like this would be G and then this would be 1. So I guess it depends on where you're from and how you count your floors. But where I'm from, that would be the first floor. And this would be the 13th floor. But again, I know there's differences. And these two still are having problems with getting tenants, unfortunately. And discount's about to run out, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we did manage to get a good portion of the next floor constructed, even though we don't really have anything to do with that floor. I guess I could have built this too. Now, what I would do with this, I don't really know outside of just putting trash services down and an elevator. Because I don't think I'm going to continue with one-bedroom apartments anymore. I mean, not one-bedroom, studio apartments. Let's confirm that these are not producing noise. Looks like they're not. What about smells? Good. Perfect. So the biggest problem I have with continuing to build one-bedroom apartments is the fact that I don't have trash services. Okay, what are we looking at money-wise? We're at 12,000, and what would be the contract right now for money? If there even is one. There isn't one, so that's... we're probably actually running out of contracts, maybe. But right now... we have 17 of 50 potential residents, and then we have 4 of the 16 one-bedroom apartments taken care of. So we might not hit this within this. As a matter of fact, I can check. Only 2 residents, and these are a single resident. So we have 11 of those, and one of them is not having a tenant, so that's 10 tenants there. And then we have 4 of these, and we'll have a total of 16. So if they fill up, that would be a total of 32 plus another 11 for 43. So we would be shy of this, but I assume the next stage would be the next bigger apartment. And if that was the case, where would I put it? Well, that's actually a very good question. I'll go ahead and let time tick while I think about this. So the next one up would be a small 2-bedroom. Now, we could fit one there, but then, of course, the elevator doesn't quite line up. Which isn't a big deal. We still have 2 elevators, so we'd lose access to that 3rd elevator. Alternatively, I could start putting them in like this. They won't fit in here. But we know we need 16 of these, and 16 of these would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then even more up there. Large 2-bedroom fits into the space nicely, and we could even make that be the trash pickup. Then, of course, we will have a problem with the recycling pickup and having to figure out where that goes, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. We could figure something out. So that would fit nicely. I think we're going to probably lose out on the elevator over here, regardless of what I do. Unless I just stick to the small 2 bedrooms, which is probably going to be the next task we're given. If we do that, how big are these things? So we need to know that these down here are 4 size. So we're looking at 10 size. And there's not a way I can do this, because it doesn't let me... Oh, you know what? Maybe it will. I'm kind of curious. No, see, it doesn't let you have an overhang. It would be nice if we could, because then I could go out a couple and we'd have a little bit of an overhang, but it doesn't let me do that. Probably if I end up doing the small 2 bedrooms, they're going to be in the same places that these offices were. And then I don't know what we're going to do over here. All right, so I've got more money to work with now. So the biggest problem I have right now is figuring out where to put the trash services. And because I don't know what I'm going to use this for, okay, let's say eventually we use the larger 2-bedroom. Oh, that's a problem. It's just one size bigger than what I would like. Because what I'd like is to fit in the trash service right next to that, but it's just one too big. If I went with this, though, I mean, these are much smaller. And then I'd have a bunch of space in the back that I wouldn't know what to do with. And it's just big enough that I can't fit the elevator in. Now, I may be able to. No, that wouldn't work. Okay. Well, you know what? If it comes to it, what I can do... First off, let's figure out, do the recycling things cause smells? Smells. It's hard to tell. I would say no, but it's hard to tell. All right, well, I think I can manage it regardless. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and expand this area 1. And then I'm probably just going to put the recycling in here because I can't think of another place to put it. So let's first, might as well finish this area off. And then I'm going to start putting in the one-bedroom apartments. So boom, boom. Okay. And we'll make it work. So I need the lux. And again, electricity cable, water. Lux, lux, lux. And then utilities. I'll let time tick slowly here. So we've got some stuff going on. Electricity. Cable. I'm going to have to check my electricity here. Oh, wow. I ran out of money. I don't have electricity hooked up here either, so... Alright, well, luckily it's late in the day, and we just got a bunch of cash, so... No worries. Let's go ahead and get the electrical line up here. I didn't realize we didn't have that. And then we need a little bit more cable line. And then the water. I hope these apartments appreciate how much money I'm spending on them. And then... I'm going to go ahead and put in another one-bedroom apartment. No, I'm not going to put it there. At first I was going to put it there, but... These are that size, huh? Like, for this floor, I could put the trash right outside where this apartment would be. And then I could put the recycling somewhere else. But for these lower floors, I'm definitely going to have to do things differently. So, go ahead and grab my trash. We'll make these far away from offices and things. And then the idea here is put the trash here. And then recycle, we'll just put right outside the apartment. So, there, 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 and there. I know that looks kind of funky, but it is what it is. Okay, and speed time back up. And actually, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So we're waiting for tenants over here, but finally we filled out our tenants over here. So we're looking at 19 residents, and at the moment we're halfway through the one-bedroom apartments. Now, as far as my plan for the placement for the one-bedroom apartments, I might just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up for those until we're done. So again, we have 9 apartments that we could fit in this space, and then we're going to have to go up another 7 floors to finish that off. So it will be a little bit tricky as far as money goes, but I think that's the best idea, and then we'll allow the other space for other things. For instance, the next thing up would be a small 2-bedroom apartment, and that just fits in nicely with what we have over here. So I figure that's probably the best course of action. And I realize I put the recycling here, and I didn't mean to do that. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.